Hi, I hope you're able to hear me. I am sorry, my previous live was not audible, so I'm doing it again. I really hope you can hear me now. This is about, I'm going to be leaving you with a question that you need to ponder over, and this is about when you talk to anybody, is your talk out of creating an impression? Is that the intent? Or are you trying to express something that you have in your mind? Okay. Now, impression is like, you must have noticed, and we all do that, and it's so natural that when you get a new job, or when you get married, your conduct sometimes, whether it's in terms of talking, or whether it is in terms of behavior, you see that you are trying to impress. Sometimes you're trying to impress your boss, sometimes your colleagues, sometimes that a significant person in the organization, sometimes it could be cross functional bosses. So there are some things you're doing to create that impression because that's a new job. Sometimes you continue to create impressions so that you get the promotion as well. Similarly, when you get married, you're trying to create that impression in your in-laws side of the family, and this is very true for women. They try to create that impression so that they are seen in good light, and that's one of the greatest mistakes we all make while creating the impression. Because and especially in married life, trying to impress your in-laws, that doesn't work. Because when you're creating the impression, understand that you are getting out of your nature, you're getting out of your true nature. So to create, that is why it is called creating an impression, because you're doing something which is going to impress others, whether that nature or that conduct, that activity resonates with you or not, but you're doing it so that you can create that impression. Okay. So as far as creating the impression is concerned, you will have noticed that it dies down after a certain time because it is not natural. And when it is not natural, the other person is able to catch it. And when the other person catches it and sees that there is no genuinity in that, then the person then loses interest or drifts off, right? Sometimes, some cases, rarely, once or twice you want to create an impression, that's okay. But then if you want to use that as a technique all the time, then it is not going to work, because you actually are hiding your true nature and trying to create that impression. Then it doesn't work. Okay. Now there is a second aspect to the communication, which is about expression. Communication is expression, right? Now, whether you express through talking, your expression through body language, your expression through your non-verbal behaviors, like the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you eat food, the way you go from one place to another, walking, crossing the hall, it all reflects that you're trying to express something. Now, it is good to express, but what is very important is, what are you expressing? That's one thing that's very important. Are you expressing the negative side of life all the time? Which means, are you cribbing all the time, getting angry, showing resentment? So if these are the negative things, is your expression dominant with the negative part? Okay. Or is your expression dominant with the positive side? So this is something that you need to take care of. Second thing, you also need to take care of the context in which you are expressing yourself. My clients have told me that their partners express appreciation when they are together, they are alone, there is nobody with them. But when it comes to family get-togethers, when it comes to friends, there is no positive expression, there is no expression at all, there is no appreciation at all. So you got to see in which context you are expressing yourself. Even if you are expressing something negative, are you expressing that in front of other people, or are you expressing the negative side in private and you're expressing the positive side in public? You got to see that as well. Third thing you need to see in expression is, How many times are you expressing what you're expressing? So if you're expressing, say, negative side, is it that, out of 100%, 90% of your expression is negative and only 10% is positive? Okay, because if you are not taking care of these factors, these three factors that I told you, then whatever you express is going to just fall off. Nobody is going to bother. So say for instance, if you're expressing the negative side of life most of the time, all of the time, whether in public or in private, the person is going to switch off. Okay, if you continue to express, say, even the positive side, but you're doing it every day. Say for instance, you are appreciating that your wife is a very good cook. Okay, and you keep appreciating this thing. Breakfast, the same thing, appreciation. Second, lunch, same thing. Dinner, same thing. If you keep talking about it, this is going to, your appreciation is going to lose its value. Okay, so it is not to say you don't appreciate, you definitely do. However, you got to see that it doesn't cross a certain line after which it is going to lose its value. Okay, so when it comes to communication, creating an impression once in a while, okay, otherwise most of the time it is going to be a no no, because impressions don't last long. When it comes to expression, be watchful of what are you expressing, in which context are you expressing, and what is the frequency with which, whatever you are expressing, what is the frequency of that. Okay, and very importantly, the last point in expression would be, how are you expressing? Because if you are expressing which is demeaning to the other person, or you are expressing where you are putting yourself on pedestal and trying to prove the other person wrong all the time, this is what is happening, then obviously then that expression is something which people will not want to take it. And that's how, in relationships, partners are going to drift off. Okay, so does it mean you don't express? You definitely do. You keep these factors in mind. And one thing I want to tell you is that when you express from all your heart, because when you express from all your heart, you are not impressing, you are, you are expressing your true nature. Okay, so express genuinely from your heart. Do not express just for the sake of doing it, or just for the sake of creating an impression, just to win over something or somebody. Express when you are feeling that feeling truly from your heart at that point in time. Even if you are expressing your hurts and pains, it is going to be taken in the right spirit, because it is coming out of pure intention of expression, not impression, and not with any malified intention. Okay, now this is something I'm going to leave it for you. And yes, if you have reached a point where you think that all your expressions have been taken for granted and you are nowhere today, then book a call with us. This is a free call. We have opened a few slots for next 30 days. Book your call and see if you would like to create the kind of relationship that you have in mind. And if you really desire to create that relationship and start on that journey, we are definitely going to help you. But before we help you, it is very important for us to know where you are in your life, what are your struggles, what are your challenges, and what could be the best way forward for you. And this is what we will be discussing in the call. So the link is going to be given here. And if you really want to create a scenario where you're able to give expression to your life without being judged or ridiculed, then book your call and I am going to be connecting with you. I will see you tomorrow at the same time. You take care. Bye.